Roman Travers on Magic Talk.
Yeah, back to work, eh? Back to work. Ooh, some of the situations in the workplace aren't that healthy, and if you don't fix them straight away, they just fester away like an open wound. Harold Hillman is an executive coach, and you basically know how to fix everything, Harold, which I really like about you. How are you this morning?
Roman, I am. It is such a beautiful day. It's been a beautiful week. I am well, thank you.
Oh, it is a beautiful. Happy anniversary, by the way. Not you. You're not 181, but Auckland is. Some of the dysfunctions within teams, though, they can be long-running and ancient if they're not addressed. What are the 5 dysfunctions of a team?
I'm referencing a book called The Five Dysfunctions of a Team, which was written by Patrick Lencioni back in 2002. And Lencioni's book is the all-time best-selling book on teams. And it's a beautiful book. It's a short book. It's written as a story, a fable, he calls it, about a new CEO who comes into a company and she quickly realizes that she is walking into a dysfunctional team. And so the whole notion is how to recognize the 5 dysfunctions. Shall I just take you through them?
Yeah, do. I'm thinking of Dean Barker and his dysfunctional team, but carry on.
It is. Look, when you put human beings together, there's always going to be a dynamic that's created. Sometimes that dynamic is compelling, and that is when you walk into the room, the energy pulls you in a way that is invigorating, rejuvenating. There are some people and some teams that really have a very positive and compelling energy, and then the opposite of that is a repelling, dysfunctional energy where you walk in almost like you're walking into a headwind, and it's difficult to be there. So he talks about five dysfunctions. The first one is an absence of trust, and I often describe trust as a visceral connection between 2 or more people. On a dysfunctional team, people sometimes don't feel safe to be genuine with their feelings or concerns, and so they tend to skirt around issues. They tip around those types of things. They may be honest with each other in patches or in one-on-one meetings outside the team meeting, but never together. So you really do, the essence, the very basic element required for a team to be high-performing is that people trust each other, they connect well, and can be genuine and real with each other. The second one, Roman, is the fear of conflict. And there are just some people who have a fear, they're conflict avoidant. And so the idea that if we disagree with each other, that we must, that's something that's serious as opposed to where innovation is born. You have to be able to have a little bit of heat at the table in order to generate friction and the difference in ideas, which is really important. Lencioni's third dysfunction is the lack of commitment. And you can see the correlation between the first 2, and that is if I'm not genuine with you and going to keep things to myself, and we aren't able to have conversations at the table that do cause a bit of heat, it's likely then that I'm going to be half in as opposed to all in. That notion of are you all in? Are we fully committed to this? Or are we just sort of nodding our head because it's the right thing to do? And sometimes people are not all in with respect to teams. The fourth one is avoiding accountability. And that is that the team is reluctant to hold each other responsible for those things they are committed to. So they may complain to the team leader about each other, but they're unwilling to sit down and have an honest conversation about something that wasn't delivered. The essence of accountability is do what you say you will do and deliver that in time. And then the fifth one, Roman, is inattention to results. Some businesses have to occasionally remind their teams that they're not a social club, that it is a business, or an organization where results matter and they are consequential. So the idea is keep the team focused on the end result, what you call the win. And if you're able to build sufficient trust, where the team can push into conflict, differences of ideas and opinions, where they can fully commit, hold each other accountable, and are focused on results, you are sitting with a team that has a focus on high performance.
Yeah, good stuff. When you said "Are you in?" before, straight away mine leapt to Incubus, that great band from the US, Incubus and "Are You In?" Do you know that song, Harold?
I don't know that song.
You should play that at your next conference as you take the stage. Come on, dancing to Incubus, "Are You In?" Can a team get through dysfunction without having to work with someone like you, a team doctor?
Absolutely. Look, it's like we would focus on our physical or our mental well-being, and that is being proactive and being purposeful. So it does help for a team to have a model to walk through every now and then, just to do a pulse check on how they're operating as a team. I call it a team charter. And I often map it against those 5 dysfunctions. When Lencioni wrote the book back in 2002, he referred to them as the 5 dysfunctions of a team. Now he's referring to them as the 5 fundamentals, so putting them in a positive construct. And I would just encourage any team, whether it be a small business, a moderate-sized business, or a large enterprise, to just define 3 or 4 behaviors related to trust, conflict, commitment, accountability, and results, and have a conversation about them on a 3-4 times a year, just to make sure that the team is stepping up to its capability.
Harold Hillman from the Sigmoid Curve Consulting Group. Can a team get so toxic and so dysfunctional that the best thing to do is just to blow it apart and start again?
Have you ever been on one of those teams, Roman?
I have, and sometimes I do wonder sometimes if it starts at the top, the person that goes, great idea, Roman, and what they're thinking is, gosh, I can't wait to sack you. Is it best to start at the top and work your way down?
Well, sometimes the toxicity on a team, just speaking to that energy of whether or not you're compelled to walk into the room because the energy is so positive, so engaging, time passes quickly, or do you have to push yourself into the room around it? And sometimes it goes personal. I call it the slippery slope, where 2 or more people on a team may have gone over that slippery slope where they are no longer able to see each other in a positive frame. Yeah. And no matter what you try to do as a team leader or as other team members around the table, it has really gone personal. At that point, a team leader really does need to make a difficult decision.
You know what, Harold? I wonder if that happens today with American Magic. There's a team that will be looking to look at themselves, maybe look at their boat. Harold Hillman from the Sigmoid Curve Consulting Group. Thank you. It's always a pleasure to catch up with you.